Good morning, Ted Brown at Blackwood Guitar Company here in Ottawa, Canada. This morning I'd like to talk to you about guitar necks. Something I think that doesn't get enough attention when people are thinking about guitars, designing guitars, and buying guitars. What's important here? Well, feel. Feel is the most important thing. When I'm done carving and shaping a neck, what I do is I close my eyes and I run my hands up and down that neck and I'll say, does this feel right? I use a modified V, so it's rather pointed, if you will, here, and sort of shed roof off on either side, but that's all rounded. That gives me a great feel and a fast action. I like that. I've talked to many of my players and they like that too. Getting a dimension right here in terms of thickness to here, the playing area, is very, very important. If the neck doesn't feel right, it's just not going to gel for you. So that's really important. Materials. I like to use natural wood. Some people will put carbon rods in the neck. I like the idea of it being all wood because that way the vibrations are going through a similar medium all the way up and down the neck. On this particular one, I've used walnut. Walnut is a really nice wood. It's a similar hardness to mahogany, but in some cases I want that rich look of the walnut, and I strengthen that with maple. All of my necks that I make at Blackwood are multi-ply. The reason is every time you have a glue joint between two different kinds of wood, you add a lot of strength. So my necks are very stiff. What that does is it adds sustain because you've got a string going from saddle to nut and there's nothing flexing in between. So that adds to sustain. The right feel will make your player comfortable, and yeah, the right materials. Black ebony, best for sound. I always put ebony on top and a backing veneer here. This is actually 5-ply here. It's all about making this joint strong. It looks nice, but it's also about making this joint strong here at the volute. Many guitars break right here when they fall over because you've got the channel going through for the truss rod. So what I do is I build that up significantly here in the volute, and I make a sandwich out of 5 pieces of wood. So that's very, very strong, very unlikely to break if it falls. Let's talk about finish. Ever pick up a guitar and the neck is gummy or just doesn't feel right? Well, I'm now using a very natural finish. It's an oil wax mix, and it's great. When it's dry, you have a very natural feel, and it's fast. Jim Cuddy of Blue Rodeo tried one of my guitars with a neck done with this finish, and he said, wow, that's great. Let's just put a little bit on. No magic here, just applied with a rag and wiped off with the grain. Go on all surfaces, seal up the end grain, get the side here, and on the back side, a few strokes with the grain, get the area around the volute. Really nice stuff. It looks good, feels good, smells good, and it's pretty natural stuff. So yeah, I don't have to deal with anything nasty here in the shop, which I like a lot. And make sure I get a good coating on there. Sort of a wipe on, wipe off type application. And all the way up the side of the fretboard. Get this side, make sure it's all nice here at the heel. A little bit more on this side. I see a bit here that needs to be wiped off, a little bit of excess. And that's it. Now that has to wait for 24 hours at least. But about 3 or 4 applications and I cut it back with very fine sandpaper and I've got a very natural feel. So remember, when you're thinking about a neck, get multiply, feel the neck, close your eyes, feel it up and down. Is it right for me? And get a natural finish. Thanks. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.